Somebody got their hands on a super secret magic promo card that was never meant to get out. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to my video on a very exciting occurrence. There is a lot of buzz going on right now because out of nowhere, a Sword of Feast or Famine promo has appeared. Now, the first thing everyone saw about this was this image. So this is all we got in the first place. Just bam, this image comes out of nowhere. Somebody is saying, hey, my friend has a collection. I need information about this card. That's basically all it was. So people see this card and they start, obviously the first thing a bunch of people yell is fake, because that's what anybody says. It says, okay, look, this was printed in 2016 for a Grand Prix and was not, obviously it's past 2016, that Grand Prix would have happened. So people are going, this is fake. Look at the damage along the edges. They start throwing out reasons that it's fake right away. So other people start asking for more details. It turns out what happened was somebody came along to a collector or a stoner, some of the details are a little bit hazy, and just sold them a bunch of cards. In that pack of cards was this Sword of Feast or Famine. The person who got the cards couldn't find any information about it. So they went to Reddit and said, hey, does anybody know about this Sword of Feast or Famine? So along with the calls for fakes and things like that, they were directed to different groups. I'm in one of those groups. That's how I found out about this, actually. In that group, they started to look into it more. The individual went ahead and recorded a video of the card as well to help add to the authenticity of it. So we'll show you that as well. It's just an 8-second clip of the card being flipped, but you can see that it does have the holographic stamp. Obviously, in the original image, it doesn't even look like it has a proper holo stamp, which is another reason that people were calling fake. But when you look at the video, it becomes a lot more believable. So a number of questions started to get asked, because the thing is cards like this have been made before and have just been shelved. Now, this card should not be out in the public. There's only one copy of it that's known in the entire world, right? This isn't something that's been found, like when they made an Azusa Judge promo and accidentally screwed up and included it in Walmart packs. Basically, that's how people found out about the Azusa Judge promo. It wasn't supposed to be in there. They've had other canceled promos like Vindicate, and there are arguments that basically this could have been a canceled Grand Prix promo, because basically this the concept that's being put forward is that the inventions for Kaladesh, which did have a Sword of Feast or Famine, basically obviated the need for this sword. It would be an overlap and make this less enticing. Most likely what happened was at the last moment, Wizards of the Coast decided, because of the success of Expeditions, they wanted to start doing these masterpieces on the regular. So they came up with all these things to include. That's how they got the Sword of Feast or Famine. So they said, we're going to not use these printings of the Sword of Feast or Famine promos. There's also been put forth that the Grand Prix printing on it is a mistake and that it was meant for Judge promos. So the interesting thing about the internet, especially when it comes to something like this, is it's almost like having a bunch of group-sourced employees who all work together to cross-reference information and figure things out. So people started saying, well, look at the artwork. I mean, that doesn't look like a sword too, right? So people said, okay, well, they looked down at the artist accreditation and they saw it was done by Ephraim Palacios. So did some digging and found that indeed back in 2016 he did actually put a post up saying that he had received the artist proof for these. So they had actually sent him out the artist proof like they do when artists create artwork. On top of that, he showed the concept art that he originally had created for the Sword of Feast or Famine, and it featured the wielder of the weapon far too prominently in the artwork, and they felt that they just wanted it more of a focus on the weapon. So he redid it. But you can see in the original sketch and that it's clearly concepted artwork for Magic. He got the artist proofs. On top of that, a little over a year ago, someone had discovered that this artwork for Sword of Feast and Famine had been uploaded specifically to MTGO. So the artwork has been verified, which adds another level of authenticity to this. We have the fact that we've had situations where promos that were meant to come out just haven't. So this is a situation where people believe that this was acquired in Texas. People are saying it possibly got smuggled out of printing facilities in Mexico. That's the guess currently. We don't have any kind of light test to guarantee that this thing is legit, but the information is leaning more and more towards it being legitimate. If it does turn out to be legit, there is already tons of bids, but there's an outstanding offer of $1,500 for this card that you can even see when other people go, I'm going to bid this. It's like, there's already a 1.5K bid on this thing as soon as it's verified as legit. So the question remains, will this be something that ever shows up? Will there be more than one? Right now, it's a one of a kind card that genuinely seems legitimate. It seems like it has a high likelihood of being a legitimate card. So that's very interesting. I'm watching it like a hawk. I want to know what other information is going to surface. But this seemed like something that I said everyone's a buzz about it, but just the people who know about it. It's incredibly interesting. I wanted to get the word out there. Maybe you guys have heard about it from somebody else. I don't know. I have no idea how many people are talking about it, but it was way, way too interesting to not talk about. So, thanks for coming by, my friends, and we'll see you later.
Uncle Morty says, we are the six colors.